Tonight, police target drug traffickers as Whyalla prepares to play host to a music festival. And Port Lincoln's Salt Festival about to get underway for another year.
This is Southern Cross News with Fraser Goldsworthy.
Good evening. Whyalla is set to be inundated with thousands of young revellers for the inaugural Hidden Music Festival. Police have launched a drug offensive, searching cars today in a bid to clamp down on trafficking. John Hunt has more.
The Unearth Festival was being touted as a big boon for Whyalla, with up to 1,000 people expected to travel to the city for the big gig. With so many people flocking to the city, police today have begun searches of cars near the main entrance to Whyalla. Drug dogs were on site at the Tanks rest stop near the Air Highway turnoff. Officers undertook random searches of cars, looking for signs of illegal drugs as well as licence checks. The dogs went through a number of cars, searching seats, luggage and other compartments.
We've got general intelligence, but we know from history that these sort of events can attract people who want to use and sell drugs.
Police will operate the site until later tonight as traffic passes through the region, and extra police will be on patrol tomorrow, including traffic cops and the drug squad, with some being brought in from Adelaide.
Ensure that it's safe, that we target drug dealers, people that will be purchasing drugs, so expect to see drug dogs tomorrow.
Police tomorrow will ramp up operations around the festival site in the Adirang Gardens, and while they wish music goers a fun time, they'll have a no-tolerance approach to bad behaviour over the next 24 hours.
The state government has begun approving licences for cultivating industrial hemp in SA. It's being labelled as a significant milestone for the state's agribusiness, and advocates say it's not long before our region could reap the benefits.
After years of lobbying, the state's first industrial hemp crops will be in the ground later this year. The state government granting approval for the first cultivation licences earlier this week.
Been part of this process for such a long time now, to see this being realised is truly remarkable.
It's expected within 5 years an expanding hemp industry could have a farm gate value of $3 million per year. Local advocate Diana Walters says the possibilities for industrial hemp use are endless.
There'll be health benefits, there'll be money in return to our economy from taxes in terms of the regulation. So for me it's a win-win.
The Mid-North and Yorke Peninsula is being touted as having the perfect climate for growing.
With plant breeding and with the testing and the trials that they're doing, that eventually there'll be some cultivars that'll be really quite suited for the Mid-North.
With the THC removed from the plant, the substance is able to be used in a range of foods and cosmetics, seeing significant health and environmental benefits.
Hemp seed and hemp oil is a really great healthy alternative, but also from a fibre perspective we can start looking to maybe produce some hemp clothing locally.
With no licences yet approved in the Mid-North and Yorke Peninsula region, farmers are hopeful they'll be able to sow and harvest crops next season.
I think for the Mid-North, it's going to be a bit of a act and watch right now.
Rachel Nell, Southern Cross News.
GFG Alliance has today officially taken possession of the Tahmoor coal mine in New South Wales. It's being touted as a big win for the Whyalla Steelworks, which now has access to its own stockpile of coking coal, as well as a brand new revenue stream.
Coking coal is an essential part of the steelmaking process, helping create fuel for iron smelting.
Coking coal is used here in our coke ovens and converted to coke for feed into the blast furnace.
The Whyalla Steelworks for years has purchased its supplies from Tahmoor in New South Wales in a long-term partnership. It's gone from customer to owner, officially taking ownership of the mine today.
We're welcoming 300 new people to the Simek mining family. It's an operation that we think is a perfect fit for us.
The mine was previously owned by Swiss mining giant Glencore. It produces around 2.2 million tonnes every year, exporting across the world to a number of different operations.
It's a perfect fit for Simek Mining and for GFG. From a mining perspective, it's an important diversification It means we're a more robust business.
But most importantly, it cuts a significant cost out of the steelworks, allowing the facility access to its own supply.
It gives us security of supply and it also allows us to manage price risk. Really important for us.
John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
This year's Salt Festival on the Eyre Peninsula is about to get underway with plenty of colour, culture and collaboration. Casey Treloar joins us from Port Lincoln. Casey, it's looking like the festival will be bigger and better than ever.
Yes, that's right, Fraser. Today is day one of the 10-day Cultural Arts and Innovation Festival, and there really is something for everyone.
So excited about Salt 2018. I'm talking flat out. I'm really excited. It's such an honour to be part as a contributor to this, and I'm looking forward to seeing so many local talents in music and art.
One of the hubs for this year's festival is a large teepee situated on the foreshore.
So the teepee is now open and is ready to welcome in community. In the teepee we've got a lot of family events that are free, a lot of arts and crafts events.
And for the early risers wanting to get salty in the sea, Moana paddleboarding will be up and running at sunrise every day.
That's going to be happening every morning from 7:30 to 8:30. Everyone is welcome. Bring your watercrafts, even just bring your shoes and walk along the beach.
And if a bit of cheeky comedy is your thing,
there's a little comedy gala which is for adults only, so you can tuck the kids in and shoot out for a bit of a laugh.
Now we've just had the Salt Festival launch here at the Salt Shaker near the foreshore, and right now in Tumby Bay the Colour Tumby opening is getting underway, as well as a range of art exhibitions across the region. But a little later on tonight at 8 p.m, I'm looking forward to a night under the stars with an internationally renowned astronomer. Fraser?
Thanks, Casey. Looks like it'll be a great event. Casey Treloar in Port Lincoln there. Well, stay with us after the break. The iconic Snowtown Water Tower receives a fresh lick of paint with an artistic flair. Details next. A session on getting more women into local councils across the state has been held in Port Augusta. The Women Can event aims to increase gender equality in politics right across the country.
50-50 by 2020. That's the motto for more equal gender representation in local and state politics.
Currently we only have 29% representation for women on local government, so we're encouraging more women to stand.
The information session aims to give local female voices the tools and knowledge to aspire to represent their community.
Sometimes they say, I want to be a councillor, but they don't have any idea on what a councillor does.
I'll be telling them that today, and some of the odd and funny things that have happened to me being a woman in local government.
A veteran of local politics, Ruth Whittle knows personally the difficulties many women face.
Number one, I think sometimes they think they're not good enough. They think it's a man's world.
Especially women that have been raising children for a long time. They feel as though they may not have anything to bring.
The workshop covered everything from social media and branding to having more self-confidence in decision making. And organisers are hopeful that information at sessions like these will lead women further and further into politics, hoping to level the scales in what is typically a one-sided affair.
There are 50% of population are women, and we should equally have as much representation as the men.
And as for the job?
It's exciting. I wouldn't still be here after 29 years if it wasn't.
A number of sessions are scheduled across regional South Australia in the coming weeks. For more information, visit our Facebook page. Garth Burley, Southern Cross News.
Local MP Dan Van Holst Pelican has met with his fellow energy ministers from across the country to discuss the proposed National Energy Guarantee. The Melbourne meeting is the first of many steps towards understanding the future of energy projects in South Australia and the all-important task of lowering the state's electricity prices. The ministers will have 4 months to resolve the issues of the plan before they meet again in August. In an effort to inspire new career pathways, a new jobs training program based in Port Lincoln has gotten underway. 16 participants have been put through their paces to learn the skills required to apply for their dream jobs.
A successful project getting regional youth into the workforce. The Leap Into Work program is a partnership with Regional Development Australia Career Employment Group and West Coast Youth and Community Support.
And it's providing them an opportunity to learn what skills they do have and what they want to obtain and what kind of job they also want to get.
Participants have been working at the local Euphoria cinema over the school holidays, where they will achieve a Certificate 2 in hospitality.
So this is providing some experience, because we're doing some work experience at the cinema as well, so at Euphoria. So CEG actually has some spaces that they've got available, some apprenticeships, some in the hospitality industry. Obviously they get their Cert 2 in hospitality while doing this course.
And today the group enjoyed working on brushing up on their interview skills.
So today we're actually looking at interviews and the interview process and why it's so important to interview and find out information about them, and for them to find out information about the businesses as well.
It has helped a lot with the confidence side of things.
At the end of training, the group will be prepared to enter the workforce in a range of industries, including hospitality, tourism, retail and customer service roles.
And we're trying to give them an opportunity to get their foot in the door in some businesses in Port Lincoln.
The number one thing is a job, so that's what I'll be mostly looking forward to.
Casey Trelaw, Southern Cross News.
Snowtown's iconic water tower is getting a fresh lick of paint. A 360-degree mural featuring everything the town knows and loves is already drawing plenty of praise.
A splash of colour on the town's iconic tower.
Block colours, very exciting, dynamic sort of shapes, and then mix that in with quite photorealistic main character view on the other side.
Incredible. It's really awesome and they're doing a wonderful job.
The mural features well-known figures and places from Snowtown, a long-standing and local CFS volunteer, a footy player, as well as the old mill.
They're all local members, and it's just to illustrate how good a volunteer culture we've got in town. And of course, like football and netball are such a big part of country communities.
It's a bit shocked to start with, but now, yeah, proud. Very proud of it.
The mural's already attracting plenty of attention for Snowtown, with plans to splash some more paint along the main street.
We wanted a 360-degree mural because the Ghan's obviously going past.
To bring people into the town and give them an extra, opportunity to see what this community has to offer will benefit local businesses, local people.
Recent weather events have delayed the project, but it's hoped it'll be complete by next week.
8 out of the 9 days so far has been quite extreme weather-wise, with heat and rain and wind and dust storms, so it's slowed us down a little bit, so I'm thinking probably in the next 2 days we'll have it knocked off.
Rachel Nell, Southern Cross News.
A Port Lincoln mother of 4 has earned the title of South Australia's most inspirational mum. 38-year-old Sarah Bailey says the nomination came as a complete surprise. After a rough childhood and giving birth to her first child at just 20, Sarah strived to give her children a better chance at life.
I think it really highlights the importance of mothers in the community and all the work they do. I don't really do it for any recognition or accolades, I just want them to live their best life.
Sarah will now represent SA at the National Awards in Sydney next month. Still to come tonight, Legacy Broken Hill ready to host its annual golf day for
50-50 by 2020. That's the motto for more equal gender representation in local and state politics.
Currently we only have 29% representation for women on local government, so we're encouraging more women to stand.
The information session aims to give local female voices the tools and knowledge to aspire to represent their community.
Sometimes they say, I want to be a councillor, but they don't have any idea on what a councillor does.
I'll be telling them that today, and some of the odd and funny things that have happened to me being a woman in local government.
A veteran of local politics, Ruth Whittle knows personally the difficulties many women face.
Number one, I think sometimes they think they're not good enough. They think it's a man's world.
Especially women that have been raising children for a long time. They feel as though they may not have anything to bring.
The workshop covered everything from social media and branding to having more self-confidence in decision-making, and organisers are hopeful that information at sessions like these will lead women further and further into politics, hoping to level the scales in what is typically a one-sided affair.
There are 50% of population are women, and we should equally have as much representation as the men.
And as for the job?
It's exciting. I wouldn't still be here after 29 years if it wasn't.
A number of sessions are scheduled across regional South Australia in the coming weeks. For more information, visit our Facebook page. Garth Burley, Southern Cross News.
Our Legacy Widows.
Patrick Ryan, Southern Cross News.
To sport now, and Port Pirie Baseball and the Tigers have been crowned league champions in both the major and minor grades. The Tigers were far too good on grand final night, beating Cats White 15-1 in the minors and smashing another Cats side 14-4 in the majors. Adam Street and Chris Nankerville were the grand final MVPs. And remember, you can email your sports results to localsport@sca.com.au. Meantime, the wait is over for the start of the footy season in the Spencer Gulf, with the league kicking off the anticipated season with a number of mouth-watering contests. In the Augusta Derby, Wests and South will compete for crosstown bragging rights. Last year's runners-up, Solomon Town, will kick off its campaign against Central Augusta, and Port will battle it out with the Lions. And on that note, here are this week's tipsters for footy.
Hello and welcome to another season of SGL football. Round 1 starts with Port taking on the Lions at Port Oval in Pirie on Saturday. Both sides will be looking for early wins and I'm expecting a good contest. I'm tipping the Lions. In Port Augusta on Saturday, it's South up against West. West under new coach Corey McKenzie will be looking to impress. Reigning premiers South once again look good and will be out to show their ability. I'm tipping South. On Sunday in Port Augusta, it's Central hosting Sollies. Central have recruited well and with their talented youngsters will be looking to improve on last season's efforts. Sollies have lost a lot of players from last year's grand final side, so it will be a new look Solly side for 2018. I'm tipping Centrals in this one.
Round 2 of Whyalla football coming up. Again, all matches at Memorial Oval. Double header on the weekend. It's Rapina versus South. I do like the way the Roos are looking this year. They've got some very exciting new players and I think they're going to be too strong for the Demons. The other match that day, Waruna Bay versus Central Whyalla. Again, Central's last year's runners-up. They've got some very good players, great depth, and I think the Roosters will be too strong for the Bays. And the final game on Sunday, West Whyalla versus North Whyalla. They're the two training hosts of Memorial Oval. They've been the big rivals over the past few years. North, definitely the big improvers from last year, but I think we'll still stick with the reigning premiers, West, to get across the line.
Stay with us. Amy will have all the local weather details shortly. And Amy, it seems the Gulf will experience a slightly wet start to the weekend.
That's right, Fraser. After a week of sunny weather, the clouds have appeared, despite only a small amount of rain predicted. However, showers are set to clear as the weekend gets underway. I'll have all the details next. Welcome back. Despite high temperatures, most centres saw some light showers today. Port Augusta reached 34, as did Whyalla. However, Broken Hill did experience a sunnier day with a top of 30. Taking a look at the satellite now, and some showers and thunderstorms mainly over the central parts of the state. However, a high pressure system is keeping skies clear elsewhere. If you're lucky enough to be spending your weekend on the waters, southerly winds will shift southwesterly before picking up to 15 knots. Seas will reach 1 metre and the sun will be popping up at 6:45. And before we check tomorrow's temperatures, thanks to Roger, who managed to capture this amazing sunrise from the Whyalla tugboats while travelling across the Gulf. And remember, if you'd like to share your photos with us, you can email them to localnews@sca.com.au. Now checking tomorrow's temperatures, and as the weekend gets underway, there will be some showers, but they are going to ease around most districts. Port Augusta can still expect a warm 33, however maximums will range in the 20s in Whyalla, Port Lincoln and Clare. It's looking to be a mostly sunny start to next week in Port Lincoln, with milder temperatures in the 20s. Slightly warmer days expected in Cleve with a top of 32 on Tuesday. Sunny days also forecast for Woodner, with maximums up into the mid-30s over the weekend and into next week. With showers clearing in Whyalla, temperatures will continue to be quite high, reaching 33 on Tuesday. Port Augusta can also expect warm days in the 30s through to next week, while in Kadina, temperatures will be a little cooler over the weekend before a top of 31. Light showers will also clear in Port Pirie by Sunday, with sunny days in the 30s to start the new week. Temperatures in Clare will sit in the high 20s and towards 30. Meanwhile, it's nothing but sunshine in Broken Hill, with predicted tops into the 30s for the next few days. So Fraser, the most needed showers are set to clear in the coming days, with a mostly sunny start to next week around the Spencer Gulf.
Thanks, Amy. And that's Southern Cross News for this Friday. Thank you for joining us. Good night.